before we dive into meaning in life, I think it's important to establish why it is important. This decoupling that you spoke about, and you're right, I don't think it just plagued you as a teenager, probably affects a lot of people. You've called it the meaning crisis, this
Yes, yeah.
great disembedding in the words of Charles Taylor, or the grey life in the words of Aldous Huxley. How important or how drastic is this meaning crisis? Do you think it's at the root of many problems that we see in society today?
Yes. I mean, there's a lot of argument and evidence. I have a 50-part video series.
Right.
So to give the quick answer, and I will let you unpack it as you see fit. But I do think the meaning crisis, the sense that people are finding it more difficult to feel that they're connected to something that's real, that really matters, that is capable of helping them to be more virtuous, cultivate wisdom. I think this is seriously at risk for an increasing number of people. More and more people feel that the world is chaotic, that it does not afford a good human life. They feel that, and I'm going to use this word in the technical sense, that more and more of what's going on around them is bullshit.
This is Harry Frankfurt's
notion of, how we, a particular way in which we deceive each other, and more importantly for me, how we can deceive ourselves. Yeah. I'll go into that briefly. It might be helpful.
Let's do it.
So normally we think of deception as somebody lying to us, and that, of course, is a reality. When the liar is manipulating you, and that liar is depending on your commitment to truth to change your behavior. So if the liar can get you to believe X is true, you will change your behavior according to that belief. And that, of course, is how he manipulates you. And why it's evil is because X is not, in fact, true, and that's why it's something heinous. The bullshit artist is doing something very different. The bullshit artist is trying to get you to be unconcerned with whether or not certain claims are true, and instead be enmeshed, attracted, drawn in by how salient, how attractive these claims are. So a classic example in our society, and more of our society is turning into this, is advertising. We all know, and the advertisers know that we know, that what we are being shown in an advertisement is not true. But instead of merely rejecting it, they do it in such a way that we just, it's a commercial or it's an advertisement. We take this, the truth isn't relevant here. And then instead what happens is something is made attractive. Some alcohol is made attractive, or some shampoo is made attractive. It's made salient in a way, like, alcohol commercials, right? You've got this well-lit bar and all these gorgeous people, and they're all clearly sober and they're all clearly sexually available to each other. That's not what bars are like. No? And we all know that, right? Or the shampoo commercial, people are running through fields, right? And hair is like, it's ridiculous. And that's it. It's ridiculous. And so we're put in to say, I'm not using my truth evaluation machinery. But what's happening? Well, the bottle of alcohol is being made very salient. The shampoo is being made very salient, very attractive to us. And we get caught up in that. So when we go into the store, that product leaps off the shelf and grabs our attention, and we buy it. And that's bullshit. That's the sense that I'll use your word, we're being decoupled from the truth. There's that decoupling we're worried about. And we're just being caught up in a salience, how something is standing out to us and attracting us, that is not facilitating our being connected to reality. And so that is like a prevalent feature of the meaning crisis. In the book that Chris and Phil and I did on the zombies, we actually did a Google search of the use of the word bullshit on the internet, and it has been going up exponentially. And so what's particularly troubling about bullshit is, technically, we speak metaphorically. Technically, you can't lie to yourself. You can't say, I know X is not true, but X, it doesn't work. But you can bullshit yourself, because you can put yourself into this state where you're not paying attention to whether or not it's true. You're just making something salient by how you're paying attention to it. And as you give it your attention and make it more salient, it is more likely to be salient in your memory and get your attention next time. And we sort of tunnel ourselves in. This is how echo chambering works and bubbles work on the internet, for example. Those are examples of we pay attention to something, it becomes more salient to us. It calls us in deeper. It becomes more salient to us. It calls us in deeper, and we spiral down. And so the increasing bullshit is not only disconnecting us from reality, it's disconnecting us from ourselves. And the three things we want to be connected to for meaning in life is ourselves, other people, and reality.
Nietzsche had commented on this disconnection in The Twilight of the Idols, where he said, if we live only for the next world and the next world is taken from us, the consequences can be nihilism and self-destruction.